Hey, many of you haven't seen some of my stashes of wood, including some of the cypress. Look at how long. Cypress pieces, also live oak, mesquite. June and July coming about almost around the corner. Yeah, as in days. I've got some things I want you to think about. If you want to do something with a good hard baked tile, guess what? 1911 circa. Stands up really well. You can tell because it's been abused. How about some of the other tile? I call this Mexican tile. I have a couple thousand square feet of it. Super cheap. That's better quality stuff, 1911 circa. Lots of things that you could be getting during this June sale. Some of these pieces you can see here, beautiful grain. This is in mesquite in Texas. That's common. Other places, not so much. Everywhere, not necessarily in such nice big straight pieces. And that's what makes this so cool. I want to sell off a whole bunch of this and reduce the inventories. I also have packages of a bunch of stuff. I mean, like in 2x4s, not so much, but in other stock, like siding, beadboard, doors, thousands of doors. And then metal for doing the outsides of a house works really good, pretty inexpensive. You're not spending $1 a square foot, and it goes up fast. I got 10,000 square feet of it sitting in stacks waiting to happen. Same thing up above, siding, that's clean, nice, newish, because we know that. Tin around a window, all this stuff you can do, and I got stacks of it. June sale means you can get a chunk of something, a lot of one kind. Here's, for example, some beautiful green. All these kind of things that you could have if you wanted to go ahead and create a house. There's using a different kind of siding. That's clapboard. Now, clapboard is actually a cypress. And you can get it with white on it or flip it over and use the other side. This again is using a really inexpensive lower body of your house. Roofing tin. And you can make it rustic looking and you can make it more refined. It's all, what do you want? Over here, you can see using beadboard. And then you can see without, I haven't put the trim on yet. This is a trim pack I found. Nice, so that's what's going to be on the ends. Glass blocks, very unusual. And that'll be a door coming out to a deck. This is called the loopholer. Loopholes, get it? So the idea is teach loopholology. How do you get around the rules to create what you want? That is a portable building. Technically, it depreciates in 10 years. And then you get to go ahead and hand it to your child as a depreciated pile of junk that you can then go off. Well, let's just say somebody could go off and live in it after it was depreciated. That's just the downstairs. You see that in other videos. Do come back. This is just a short one to let you know things like the retreat can be finished up and sold. Are you the one who maybe wants to live in the retreat? Maybe live in Salvage, Texas, where you can get away from the city and come out and visit and have yourself a place. Very nice. Stairwell, all wood on the ceilings. Isn't that crazy? Now imagine if you could be able to have a place like this and not have to buy the land and maintain it, have the ponds, have somebody out there that you could actually say, hey, when I'm not there, I'm making money. This could be a big porch leading out to your other big porch. And this is into the house, the retreat. Now once you come in the retreat, of course, I'm going to change those windows up. I actually put them in lower than I want them. I want them higher. I put those casements in, and then that way I can have a bed over there. And this could be like a day room. The windows all open up to ventilate, and that would be, instead of a stable table, that would be a fold-down table. The kitchen over here, we've looked at several options, but with the buyer we had recently, the concept was to go ahead and put the island out here in front and have the stove and the little oven over there and a step around instead of this wider couch just for the moment. This would lead into a bathroom with a sink over there, my traditional corner shower, and the commode tucked in over here with a window next to it to help ventilate. And this would be done with just a nice, beautiful doors separating the two areas instead of having thick walls. That's not a nice door, it's just a door standing for the purposes of showing. And this would go out to an outdoor pantry on the porch that wraps around the house, so that when you wanted to, you could actually open that up to a bedroom and heat and cool 824 square feet. Oh, where's the 824? Well, that's after the tax man leaves, because technically the tax man can't tax you for the upstairs. It's just storage space. Well, what does storage space mean? Well, that could be a question. For example, how tall is the corner? How tall is the middle? And how tall is that little spot right there that makes all this storage space? Because the average height of the ceiling in here, even though, if you look down here, in the middle, I'm 6'1", and with a hat, 6'2", easy and change. So this whole building's 14.9. You could technically get it down the road. It's a portable building. Yeah, isn't that crazy? It's all made out of wood. All wood walls, wood ceilings. Now I did wire this one to carry 110 volts. I wouldn't do that again. And the reason I wouldn't do that again is I don't like having all this electricity that gives off electromagnetic and radiation potentially instead of DC wiring. This is supposed to be the windows I need to do some work on. They go here and open out to a sun porch with a deck to watch the stars or the sun during the day. That is the loopholer. You now see trimming out and preparing to go out in the back hopefully and have a new owner. And then that is Trinity's home, the biggest gypsy wagon we've ever created. Now, if you want to help on finishing up these projects, putting the roofing on, for example, going to happen over there. Putting roofing on going to happen over here. Using, again, of course, recycled metal roofing that basically has been used and taken down before the end of its life. We're going to go ahead and give it more life. There's a piece of it right down here. See that leaning on there? That is a 20-something piece, 20 foot long. So all of this is going to come together in a very short amount of time as we relaunch the idea of many people being able to have beautiful things using the best of the old world and trying to go ahead and create a new world. It's organic. Notice the floors, how gorgeous they are. And notice there's no creaking or anything. And it's only one layer thick. Oh yes, the steps. In case you haven't noticed, you get to go up a whole flight of stairs, but you only use up 12 square feet. And you can tell I'm not effort lazy. If you decide you want to go up, otherwise, it'd be very easy to have a little winch up there and a truck winch control and have an elevator to take you up to the top. This is, my friends, the retreat. And if all this is of interest, please consider getting in touch. This is the June sale, and it includes possibly, ideally, the retreat. This would be a deck, screened in, wrapping around the end. There we go. Wrapping all the way around the end, and over here to this other closed-in porch. That is called the retreat. And the retreat, technically, is a 326 square foot portable building. But once you add the porch on the front, once you go ahead and wrap the porch around the side, screen it with the option of being able to close it in and heat it and cool it. The upstairs technically is storage space, but it's heated and cooled, meaning you could have a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, possibly a little 3rd bedroom nook up here, and then outdoors, if not, the 3rd bedroom out here, they would wrap around to your pantry area over there. So you could have all this in a portable building. And if you participated and helped build Salvage Texas by investing in here, You would then have 10 acres to be able to use all the water and be part of it, and keeping the gardens up and helping make more houses and teach others how to do this. That, believe it or not, is the goal of this whole thing. How do we teach others to go ahead and create out of all the goodies? Good question. So I take my hat off to the many, and I invite the few who think they can do. Yeah. No I can'ts, no excuses, no oh my gosh, it's so hard. I want those that can do to join me. Why not do it? We put on electrical boxes. We don't need a lot of those anymore. We can go ahead and build houses that have DC electricity and don't start on fire because of the electricity. We can create rustic houses, and we can create nice houses. But out of all the stuff I have, I also need to sell a whole bunch of stuff for you to create the houses with. Siding, flooring, 1x12s. Oh, beautiful stuff. Old stuff from the 1800s, still in perfectly good shape to use again. If you want to go ahead and build, look at the 4x4s. Those were cut in the 1800s, hand cut, and they're still strong, usable, viable to build houses out of that'll last for another 100 years. Join me. Hey, have a great day. If you want to get hold of me, by the way, go online and say you want to see some of the possible options for the materials you want. It might be flooring, it might be siding. Go to Brad at tinytexashouses.com, and you might decide you want to get some of this. Beautiful, for example, tin. You just take the grinding wheel to it, put the color you want on it, and all of a sudden you have some really pretty stuff. You also might decide, no, I just want to go ahead and get some 1x12. How tall? How long? 25 foot long? Can do. But how about short stuff? Oh my goodness, all that flooring. All the siding. All of this is potentially super cool and available to you. And some of it is very unusual. In the very back corner, way back over there, is some very thick cypress flooring from the 1800s. All this stuff, we're going to have a giant sale. And I want to avail my best followers a chance to get stuff nobody else can get. Look at there. That's 1 inch thick, lath, 20-foot pieces, cypress and longleaf pine. 1x12s off the remember the Song of Salvage. I'll try to go ahead and mix the Song of Salvage in. I'll give you the link to it, where that house was taken down by 3 women over 49 years old and 5 kids under 30, and yours truly orchestrating it all in 2012. It's been there that long waiting for the right people. Of course, it didn't hurt anything that I just went away and didn't sell a lot of stuff for a while. It's called a sabbatical. But what is a sabbatical? A sabbatical, oh, look at this. There's the bear claw pattern. So I'm putting up on the other house right now this very thing. And it comes from the 1930s catalog days. Can you believe that? Isn't that crazy? Cool. And so I'm putting that back on this house just to demonstrate. Plus I've had it forever. And I wanted to do something with it forever, so I decided to do something with it. Now, a lot more stuff if you want to get into it and build something. When I say a lot more stuff, of course, again, even more. Thick flooring, thin flooring, siding, 2x, 4x4s, a lot of stuff I want to see turned into houses. Want to join me? Want to help? Then let me know. See ya.